How we doing, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast. I am your host, Richie, here with my guy, Mr. Idris Salam, a.k.a. Bosco from the Bronx.
Yo, how's everything going? Everybody good?
Can't complain, man. Getting ready for the holiday season. Gonna get into some gifts. And speaking of gifts, it looks like we just received one here. Mr. Brett Bandick is...
There we go. I got my eye looking on. Look at that. The brand new eye.
Yeah, all good.
Well, same eye, I like this setup right here, man. The little closed face. I like this.
Just want to see your face, bro.
Yeah. With the three close-up, I think that's kind of better, man. I like this.
Yeah, it kind of depends. I mean, I go back and forth with him, but I wanted to make sure now, knowing that Brett's here, that he can get full view of that beautiful catch behind me. You know how it is. Bretsky, good to see you, brother. Welcome back.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me, boys. I'm ready.
Pleasure to always have you here, bro. You always bring us some good insight and definitely a bunch of laughs. Bretsky, unfortunately, you had a bit of a stomach bug, so I wasn't able to speak to you about our triumphant – yeah, I'm just kidding. That game was horrible. Our 10-7 victory over your New England Patriots, buddy. You didn't miss anything by going to work. Let me tell you something.
You did.
That was like – literally football inadequacy at its finest. And you know I love my team, and you know that I respect our rivalry, but that's not exactly one that our two organizations are going to be raising a big flag for.
Dude, that was like watching paint dry in the dark.
Here's
it was horrible.
here's the stinker with that. Okay. Not only does our offense not come close to putting up any kind of points, but our defense is what gets me. Okay, we have literally given up the least amount points of defense in the past 4 weeks of the football season.
And what did that get you?
At 0-4.
Isn't that horrible?
It's crazy.
You know what, Brett? The thing about it, throughout the season, your defense has played relatively well.
Relatively?
They've had some bad games. They play pretty good.
Relatively? Relatively?
Listen, not the whole season. The whole season. I think your defense played pretty well most of the season.
There is no relatively. Okay, look, we lost 6-0 this past weekend.
Yes.
We lost 10-7 the week before and 10-6 the week before that.
No. Y'all played great.
So, Bresky, let me ask you a question.
I thought the whole season, y'all have had a pretty good defense.
The draft is coming up, buddy. And right now, you guys are in the top 3 right now. That could change. But let me ask you a question, dude. Is it wide receiver or is it quarterback? What do you want if you're running the team round 1?
I want Marvin Harrison Jr.
I think you should go out and get him because this is a deep quarterback class where I still think you could get your man of the future in round 2. So if I'm running the Patriots, I'm with you, Brett. I think that's the right play. Oh man, I
hope you don't get Jaden Daniels. That's my quarterback.
No, I want the receiver. I gotta go receiver.
There's 2 guys I got my eyes on if we're going quarterback. I want either Jaden Daniels or I would not be upset with the man out of Michigan either. I mean, either one. And he's a system quarterback, which historically the Giants go for. Before we start on our predictions for the week, Brett, this is part 2, so we're not covering your Patriot game, but I did want to give you an opportunity to give me a prediction for your game. It is tomorrow. This is a pre-record. This will be dropping everyone roughly about 9 in the morning, so you'll be seeing this right when you wake up. Bretsky, Steelers and Patriots in.
I'm going to call it 9-6 Steelers.
A little bit more than what I said.
You might steal one, baby.
Yeah.
No, Kenny Pickett. Not that he's exactly been performing at a high level.
Right, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. No Kenny Pickett. No Ramondre Stevenson.
God. I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, buddy. I know, but look at the bright side. You guys are going to be drafting high, and you guys can get your act together in a couple of years. Judon Gonzalez will be healthy. Keep filtering good defensive talent. Get yourself a quarterback. Get yourself a wide receiver. You already got the greatest coach on the planet, assuming he comes back. You guys are going to be okay. Don't even sweat it. We are starting with
has a good day tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Seattle Seahawks at 500, traveling to the 49ers at 9-3. The 49ers have a chance to jump the Eagles, fellas, with a win and an Eagles loss. Last week, the 49ers looked like every bit of the Super Bowl team that I predicted on our preseason shows that was going to win this conference. 42-19 at the Link, and they got their security guard fired. Or I don't know if he's fired yet. I'd fire his ass. The Seahawks have daddy issues because the 49ers are their daddy and are looking at another likely loss, which would drop them to 6-7, opening the door for the Rams and the Packers. 49ers defeated the Seahawks 3 times last season, in addition to a game earlier this year in Lumen Stadium. Short and sweet on this one. The Seahawks absolutely need this game because I think a loss here is going to drive them down even potentially at week's end out of the back part of the NFC playoffs. Geno Smith, got to give him some props. He played really well on the road in Dallas against a very good defense. They lost a shootout, so Geno's feeling pretty confident. And no disrespect to the Dallas Cowboys defense, they are a very talented unit. But right now, the 49ers are hitting on all cylinders. This is a team that they love playing. And similar to how our New York Giants have become the bitches of the Philadelphia Eagles, I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth.
Truth is truth.
Yeah, the truth is the truth. That is essentially what the Seattle Seahawks have been for these 49ers. I like the Seahawks to compete, but they're not going to win this ball game. I'm going 30 49ers, 20 Seahawks. Seahawks are going to keep it close, but I do believe that getting closer to the fourth quarter, I could see a fourth quarter shutout where the 49ers just really impose their will on these guys. You're going to see a lot of CMC down the stretch. And who the hell is going to guard George Kittle, boys? 49ers by 10 against an okay Seahawks team. They're not terrible, but they're not great either. I expect at least one beautiful play, probably a streamer play for DK Metcalf from Geno, possibly a home run ball. Nonetheless, 49ers best team in the league right now. They're going to win this game.
Yeah, I think 10 points is kind of cutting them short.
Well, they just came off that massive beating against that win against the Eagles, so I do think that they could hold back a little here. They don't necessarily have to play their best game of the year.
No, there's no holding back. Seattle had they blew their payload on Dallas. That was their game to win. They didn't do it. That was it. And now they have to go to Santa Clara to beat the team that beat the best team in the NFC. No. This is like a 38-16 deficit here, boys. I don't see Seattle even keeping us close. I don't see this happening. San Fran is going to run with this. They're going to go with this. They're playing in Santa Clara. No, Seattle is not going to give them even close to a competition. San Fran all day long.
So you got this as a real beating. How bad?
This is a beatdown. This is like 38-16 San Fran.
Ooh. Okay. So I'm going to say this one thing, Brett, before I pass it to Idris. The one reason why I do think Seattle might compete and make this a little better looking, 2 reasons. The 49ers over the last X amount of years seem to be a different animal on the road where they really enjoy ruining the home team's day and just going in with that road warrior mentality. And I'm not saying they're not a good home team, because they are a good home team as well. Only 1 loss on the year, which was to the Cincinnati Bengals when the Bengals were a lot healthier and playing better. But Seattle is fighting to stay in it. There is a familiarity. That's the one reason. But the bottom line is, Brett and I both agree, 49ers for the dub. Idris Salam, what are your thoughts? You going to be the wild card, or are you going with the Niners?
First of all, Juan Soto, as you've seen, to the Yankees.
Is it official?
It's official.
Woo!
It's official.
I haven't heard my ESPN go off yet, so I don't know what's happening over here.
As for the game, I'm siding with the Patriots fan. I'm going to make it short and sweet. 35-17 Niners.
35-17. That's 18 points. That's 3 touchdowns, 6 each. Oh my, that's a beat down.
It might be 38.
Ethan has been going with me all year long. He's been going with the Pats. He's been going with my predictions.
Mm-hmm. The planets are aligning, man. The planets and stars are aligning.
Well, I'll be honest with you.
We both got bad football teams.
I've picked the Patriots. We have the quarterback issue is what we really have. I've picked the Patriots on certain weeks where I was pissed off because if they just had a little bit of competent quarterback play, they'd have a few more wins. And believe me, Brett, we relate because our boys should at minimum be 6-6. We should have won that Jet game. We should have won that Buffalo game. I could go on for an hour about that. I'm not going to do it, but I relate and I understand. Minnesota Vikings heading to Vegas to take on the Las Vegas Raiders. 6-6 versus 5-7. Huge playoff implications in an interconference game. The Vikings are coming off an embarrassing loss to the lowly Bears, where quarterback Josh Dobbs, who was quite the spark plug, threw 4 picks, boys. The Raiders look to bounce back and keep their slim playoff hopes alive. I know Antonio Pierce wants this win because he wants to keep that job. Idris, you want last time. I'm going to let you open it up here. I'll go last this time. What are your thoughts?
In all fairness to Josh Dobbs, 3 of those passes were tip. 3 of the interceptions were tip passes. So I can't put it all on him. But
good point.
Shouts out there to Antonio Pierce. But the Raiders are not putting up enough points, man.
Mm-mm.
They're not putting up. And I think the Vikings will rebound this week. Because that loss against Chicago, even if they were 3 tip passes, it's still a horrible game, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That was a horrible. I mean,
and what the hell are the Bears winning for now? Like, what are they doing?
At that lower score, too. But I think Minnesota bounced back. They know they got a lot to win. They got a lot to gain out of this because they won't catch. I don't think they'll catch Detroit, but I think you'll still give them. They're not too far out from the playoff spot.
Well, right now they're currently at 6, but the problem is
okay.
The Packers and the Rams are really gaining some steam.
That's
right
another reason why they have to do what they have to do because the Packers are right by them. The Rams
and Tommy DeVito's on a 2-game winning streak. I'm just kidding. All right. Yeah, huh?
Yeah. Is this game at Minnesota or is this at Vegas?
Vegas.
In Vegas.
Oh, wow. This is a tough one for me.
It's an interconference.
I didn't give a score. I'm going to go 21-17 Vikings. My bad.
You got 21-17 for the Vikings. Who's your player of the game?
I'm going to go I don't know if Jefferson coming back yet. I'm not sure if he is.
With or without JJ?
I'm gonna give it to Dobbs, man. I think
Dobbs rebounds properly.
Yeah, I think he rebounds. Yeah.
Yeah, the Raiders are like such an enigma because of the quarterback position. I'm going to save my pick after Brett. I'm going to let Brett go, and I'm going to think about this a little bit more. Bretsky, you're up.
Well, Richie, I'm gonna say what you're gonna say. I got Raiders winning this matchup.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do.
Interesting.
Let
me hear this.
Vegas. I think Devontae is going to ball out. I think Jacobs is going to have a 100-yard game.
Okay.
I'm calling this 26-20 Raiders.
Okay.
And it's an interesting matchup, but I really think this game has potential to go to OT and either team can win. But I'm still taking the Raiders in this matchup, 26-20. I think they have a lot more to fight for, to be honest with you. I just think that they have so much internal frustration.
That's always Raider Nation. Even when they're good, they have problems.
It's gonna come out on some team, and I think this frustration is gonna be put on the Vikings. And
wrong
it's
place, wrong time.
Vegas, yeah.
Wrong place, wrong time. I like that take, Brett. I think you made a good point because the Raiders have such a long history of always having like a lot of internal drama, whether they're good, whether they're bad, like whenever whatever is going on. I'm differing from you on this, Brett, though. I am a little more in favor of the Vikings winning this thing. I'm going I'm going to go 24-23 Vikings. It's going to be close. I got the Raiders missing a late field goal.
The 1 week I go for the Raiders and you Uncle Randy, and this is what you do. This is bullshit.
I'm sorry, dude.
Raiders all day long. Like, there's too much. Like, it's gonna come out on the Vikings. I see it happening. I think AP is doing some good things with this Raiders team.
I do too.
And with you too, not even
Listen, we have nothing
going for AP
by picking the Vikings because our Giants are still slightly alive. But I'm just telling you what I think's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, because with the Raiders, man, you don't know what you're going. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get.
Too inconsistent at the quarterback position.
I know, but that's what you get.
But Brett made his point. He put it out there. He's like, they're going to get mad. This is the week. I mean, dude, last week they were leading the Chiefs at the half. The problem with the Raiders, bro, is that they don't finish.
They will this week.
All right.
Josh Jacobs over 100 yards. He's going to put it in the bag.
All right. I like it, Brett. I like the confidence in your pick. We got Denver going to a team that definitely doesn't finish.
Be right back, gentlemen.
Yes, sir. It's official. I finally got it. Juan Soto going to the Bronx, joining Aaron Judge, Anthony Rizzo, and Giancarlo Stanton. My God, that lineup is going to be dirty, boys. Baseball show first thing in the morning.
Oh, God.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is a football show. I'm a Yankee fan. I'm a little excited. I'm definitely going to speak on this tomorrow morning. This is friggin' awesome. I wanted this guy for a long time. We struck out on Bryce Harper. We didn't get him. This is the right thing. Back to football. Denver Broncos at 6-6, taking on the Los Angeles Chargers at 5-7. This is an important game. More so for the Broncos. The Brandon Staley era is likely going to end very soon. There are so many candidates that would love to have this Charger job, starting with college football coach Jim Harbaugh. I see him being able to do a lot of wonderful things with this offense. They also have a guy named Kellen Moore that's already in the building that could potentially take over. But one thing I'm sure that this whole panel agrees on is that Staley's got to go. On the other side, potential future Hall of Fame head coach Sean Payton, even in last week's defeat, has the Denver Broncos playing better. They did lose a tight one to a pretty good Houston Texan team that is continuing to learn how to win and get better. Russell Wilson, still not the Russ of yesterday, but he is playing at an adequate level right now. And I believe that this game could be the potential shootout game of the week. The Broncos struggle mightily against the run, whereas the Chargers just struggle mightily against anything that has to do with offense. No offense, Brett, unless if you're playing a team with no quarterback. I believe that this particular week, this is going to be quite the shootout. And you know what? I got the home team winning because you talk about frustration. I'm one game off on my line of what I deem to be frustration. And I think the Chargers for one Sunday are going to put it together. Justin Herbert, this is the crime of it all. If you look at Justin Herbert's numbers this particular year, he is killing it. And it's a true shame that the Chargers are just so jacked up on the other side of the ball. They are in the bottom fifth of the NFL in total team defense. The team they're playing on one metric is struggling with it too. I got the Chargers, however, winning this thing, high scoring, 36-30 in overtime. And for one Sunday, the Chargers are going to look like the team that we thought they could have been, but it don't mean shit. The only thing that they're going to accomplish is screwing Denver here. They're both missing the playoffs.
The sad thing about the Chargers, and I'll give Herbert his props. He's putting up, and I give that to Herman Moore. Not Herman Moore.
Herman Moore.
Not Herman Moore.
Yeah, but one of those Balboa flashbacks.
Herman Moore. The OC. Kellen Moore. Kellen
Yeah,
Moore.
there you go.
I get Kellen Moore's.
Yeah, I said, with all due respect,
I don't know why I'm thinking
Kellen
Herbert
Moore is slightly lighter than Herbert, a little bit,
and about 20 years older too,
and a lot shorter too.
Yeah. I think Kellen Moore's made a difference. But the saddest part about the Chargers is Brandon Staley. Yes, he's a bad coach, but he's a defensive coach. And it's the defense is not performing. He's a defensive coach, and your side of the ball is not doing their job.
So bad right now. So bad.
With that being said, I'm going Denver.
Okay.
28-21.
28-21. You got him by a score. Everybody's scoring touchdowns.
But I think Herbert will do. I think he'll do his job. But I think the defense will do what the defense does.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as Idris. I think Denver's going to pull this dub. I mean, the Chargers, they won 6-0 on the road against a team that does not score.
How did that happen, though?
It's credit to Coach Belichick, because I got news for you, dude.
I don't know.
These Patriots, they can't win a game to save their lives, but very rarely do they get blown out.
Yeah.
How do the? I don't mean to interrupt you, Brett. How does the San Diego Chargers? How does the I'm gonna call them? I can't help but call them San Diego.
Yeah.
Bro, you're allowed to call them San Diego, because when the Cowboys and when East Coast teams come in there, they take over the stadium anyway. Right. They're not that important. Just say what you got.
How does the San Diego Chargers, with all that offense, only score 6 points?
Superchargers
Only score 6 points.
The Patriots play hard, dude. They're just not good. Shout out Coco.
Right,
the Casual Combo Show. She always thinks I'm shitting on her team.
Let me tell you, I'll be on the show. At the end of the show, this guy was like, we talk about promoting businesses. This guy said, I'm selling Patriots jerseys.
Yeah,
that's how the show ended.
No,
go ahead, Brett. My bad.
I'm on the same page with Idris. I think Denver is going to pull this. They're going to pull this win.
Yeah.
Kind of the same page. 26-20, 27-20.
Yeah.
Denver. The thing with Denver is that their defense has been consistent.
Yeah.
Consistent for the past 7, 8, 9 years. Their defense has never been the problem. Their defense has actually been keeping them in games.
Right.
It's just the fact of Russell Wilson and him and this offense actually gluing and coming together. Yeah. As long as they don't turn the ball over, because they've been notorious for fumbling the ball or fumbling after a catch. You know what I mean?
Oh man,
if they can secure that part of the field and not turn the ball over, they have a really good chance of winning this game. And I'm gonna take Denver in this matchup. Absolutely. I don't trust the Chargers offense. I don't trust the play calling of Max Geller. Right, Max Geller? Yeah. What's his name?
Well, for Denver,
no, for the Chargers.
Kellen Moore.
Kellen, yeah, there it is.
And I thought I was bad with Herman Moore.
Yeah, I'm close to that.
Right
there.
Yeah. But Idris, that's okay. I'm gonna blame that on the weed. But this guy over here, I don't know.
I don't trust the offensive play calling and the way they've been like Eckler. They really haven't. They haven't really pushed. Eckler's. They just haven't made the right play calls with him.
I'll be honest. Not only that, Brett. I think you talk about the Raiders. I think there's a lot of turmoil with this Charger team too, where certain guys have already mailed in the year that they're just kind of showing up and picking up a check, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah. I think Brandon Staley's going on, things will be different.
Yeah,
good possibility.
I agree with that, but I'm still picking Denver in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm Denver.
I don't trust the Chargers. I really don't.
So I'm the wild card with the Chargers, and Brett's the wild card with the Raiders. This game's going to be very entertaining because you have a desperate Buffalo team.
I'm tripping.
You have a very desperate Buffalo team. 6-6, heading into a place where, in my opinion, Josh Allen feels rather comfortable playing. Josh Allen, in games that he's won in Arrowhead, plus in games that he's lost in Arrowhead, always puts up quite a performance. Mm-hmm. The Bills lost a heartbreaker 2 weeks ago to the Eagles. They're coming off the bye week. The Chiefs just lost to the Green Bay Packers, a team that's feeling good about themselves. Yeah. But I got news for you. What we saw from the Chiefs in Lambeau, sadly, is I think what we're going to see a little bit more of out of these guys. I don't have that same confidence in the Chiefs that I may have had a month ago, as just always saying, well, they got Andy Reid and they got Mahomes and they'll figure it out. And they got Chris Jones and they got Kelsey, who's still not paying attention. Yeah, seriously. But it's more than that. It's more than that. The Chiefs don't have the talent that they used to have on that side of the football. They have a propensity for a lot of drops. And when you're an all-pro tight end, you can't afford to make any drops because these other dudes like Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney and Marquez Valdez-Scantling cost them a win against Philly. Philly got to be the most fortunate team in the league before the 49ers rolled up. Yeah. I'm going to say this. The Bills are far from a perfect team because they have their own share of defensive issues. But with Von Miller, who is not going to be on the commissioner's exempt list, which means he will and should be able to be a part of this game, and with Buffalo being a lot more desperate than Kansas City, because when Kansas City looks back, nobody's coming towards them right now. It ain't the Raiders, it ain't the Chargers, and it ain't the Broncos. Mm-hmm. The Chiefs, even if they have a lackluster finish, they're going to win that division. As the Bills go, while I don't think they could catch Miami, they still are playing very much for a wild card. And you never know, man. This might be one of those weird years where Buffalo's regular season was so wishy-washy that then they get to the playoffs and do something special. Because one thing that I will say, as frustrating as it has been to watch the Bills play defense, they have definitely performed on offense. And Gabe Davis and Steph Diggs are definitely balling out. And I like what I see out of Dalton Kincaid as well. I like the Bills for the road dub here. I'm going Buffalo Bills 34, Kansas City Chiefs 24. They're going to come into Arrowhead and they're going to make a statement. They play well in Arrowhead. They're not afraid of the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. They're not.
I'm second that, man.
7-6, Western New York. Bills Mafia stand up. Only team that represents New York that'll be in the playoffs. I'm sorry, Idris. I'll shut up.
No, you good. At least you got the blue colors. I second that, man. This team, last year they didn't have Tyreek Hill either, but they got away with it last year. But this year
also had Juju who was very helpful.
They had Juju, and this year they don't have Juju or Tyreek Hill. Kelsey is not playing like Kelsey, and I think that's a Taylor Swift issue. He went too high.
He called it. Bretsky called it.
He did. I want to. Hey. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the show of people who call stuff early. I call Brock Purdy. He called Kelsey. We know what we talk. We know what we're talking about on this show.
But unless if Brett's talking about two players, if it's Eli Apple or Derek Carr, don't listen to him. But for the most part, Brett's been good. I mean, he did nail that. He did nail the Bengals and Rams Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Got to give him that.
The Eli Apple Bowl. But anyway, getting back to what I said. That Kansas City team, they're winning it on defense, man. The offense is okay, average at best.
Yeah.
They don't really have real efficient running game. Pacheco, they don't have any real
one.
Yeah.
Edwards-Helaire has fell off the map.
He fell way off the map.
Occasionally, McKinnon will have you one surprise fantasy week, but if you're starting him, then you need to get checked for brain damage.
Didn't they cut Nico Hartman already or send him on his way?
I know that the Jets sent him back there, and I don't know. Last time I remember seeing him say anything was in Hard Knocks.
Yeah, I think they let him go also. I think Kansas City picked him back up and they let him go.
Big loss.
They don't have no receivers. I'm glad Kadarius Toney is dropping passes because now he's shutting up finally.
He's like a
bum. So glad he got his little ring. Luckily.
Yeah, very luckily.
Anyway, Josh Allen played good last week.
Yes.
I think he played one of his best games. And I think I'm going with you with the score. I'm going to say 34-24 the same way.
Bretsky, we got a sweep here for the Bills?
No.
Here it is.
No.
Oh,
no, I don't.
I gotta get him off the show, man.
Yeah, Mahomes has been. He's not playing MVP ball. We can all agree on this.
No.
Neither is Kelsey.
No.
But they're going back home to KC against a playoff division rival that may happen again.
That they have a lot of history with.
They have a lot of history with. And granted, like you stated, Buffalo is not scared to play against them, but KC has a better defense. They have a better running game, and they have a better.
I'm going to slow you down on the running game. I don't know if they got a better running game.
I don't know about the running game.
Not when Josh Allen and James Cook both rush.
Yeah.
Finish, motherfucker.
I'll give you the defense.
Yeah, but not the running game. I don't know about that one.
Yeah. Oh, really? Because Mahomes and Josh Allen don't have the same running game?
No, sir. I own Josh Allen in fantasy, and he owns Patrick Mahomes. How's that working out for you, Idris?
I look like the Colorado Buffaloes. So I'll put it that way.
Dude, I didn't think I was doing.
I won as many games as they won, and I went on the same slide.
Sorry, Brett, you can't win that one with me.
Hey,
Idris was 4-0 before that trade.
It's me and you this weekend, baby. It's me and you this weekend.
When I picked up that, and I hate to put down Mahomes, when I picked him up, I went on an 8-game slide.
You know what ruined you? And I hate to say it because you're Dallas fans, and I mean that loosely.
That was the worst decision I ever made.
Your Dallas fans are going to find out, be like, what happened to Idris's team? What people forget. You got so sick of Dak Prescott early in the year. You dropped him. You dropped his ass. Dorney gets him. And Dorney's in third behind me and Brett. It's all about Dak. The man that you can't stand.
I hate the
For
Cowboys
the team that you can't stand.
I hate the Cowboys that much.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say with that.
All right. Speaking of the Cowboys,
this is what I hate.
But hold on.
Accidental segue.
No, there's no segue. I didn't finish my score here.
All right.
KC over Buffalo, 30-26.
Okay.
You're wrong, but it's cool.
30-26 at home.
You do have a First Amendment right to say what you got to say.
You are wrong, Bretsky. 10-2 Philadelphia Eagles heading to AT&T Stadium to take on the 9-3 Cowboys. The Cowboys may have to win out to win the East because this is the deal, boys. Dallas has a tougher schedule down the stretch than the Philadelphia Eagles. Even if Philly should lose this game, that would tie them in terms of record. But the Eagles would still have a better conference record for the moment. But the other thing, like I'm saying, is the Eagles down the stretch, a lot less action in terms of difficulty. They play our team twice, a team that they own. They play Seattle on the road. That's not a gimme on the road. But the point is, Dallas has a tougher road. They got to play Buffalo still. They got to play Miami still. So I'm just going to say this right now. No matter who wins this game, the Eagles are going to win the East, in my opinion. I don't think that means anything in the playoffs, but that's what I think is going to end up happening here. As the game goes, I watched very closely the first meeting in the link, and I'll be honest, boys, I thought the Cowboys outplayed them that day.
They did.
I thought that the referees were horrible on both sides, but there was some vital calls that Dallas did not get down the stretch that really, really hurt them. And I know on previous shows, Idris, with regard to that game, you made a mention how you're still not convinced that 2-minute drill Dak could win that game. And I mean, hey, it hasn't happened recently, so I say, you know what, Idris? He does have to prove it. But this is
just for this year. It's just for this year.
But this is what I will say though. Outside of Tua Tagovailoa, there's no other quarterback in this league right now, this particular year, that I feel more comfortable putting in the MVP conversation other than Dak Prescott. It's not Jalen Hurts, because Jalen Hurts has the best O-line in professional football. He's a good quarterback. I don't put the word great on him yet. I like Jalen. I think he's a great kid. But the point is that I don't think that he's having a better year in terms of pure passing and what Dak has been able to do with that offense. And this is a team that overcame losing Diggs, and you made a good point, Idris. You said, does Dallas win the amount of games they win if you don't get the scoop and scores and if you don't have the Bland having the kind of wild year that he's been having? I'm going to say maybe not. But as the game goes, Philly just got their doors blown off in a massive, massive way by, in my opinion, a superior 49er team. Now you're getting your fiercest rival in recent memory, recent times. The Dallas Cowboys coming in. It was a one-score game first time around. I really like Dallas here, but I think what's going to be more alarming for Philadelphia Eagles fans is that I like Dallas big. One thing about the Cowboys, dude, they've been putting a hurting on whoever they actually beat, with the exception of the Seahawks. That was a close game, but their offense definitely balled out. Won a shootout there.
At home. They are fucking just brutal at home.
They are good at home, dude. They are the best NFC East team at home. They are better than Philly at home. Yeah. They are, and don't even speak about the other two. There's nothing to speak on. But what I will say is the Dallas Cowboys offense on so many metrics has been a well-oiled machine pretty much since Idris decided to drop Dak. I'm not saying that it's like Idris's fault. I mean, if I was him, I might have thought about it too. Listen.
I just hate the Cowboys.
We know. The whole world knows each other. The point is that right now the Dallas Cowboys, in my opinion, are more dangerous than the Philadelphia Eagles. That doesn't mean they're going to win the division. But Dallas kind of gives me that vibe that I've seen out of previous NFC East teams that have gone on the road and done some serious Van damage. 42 Cowboys for 2 straight weeks. The Eagles are giving up 42. The Eagles are leaving with only 31. 42-31, Dallas Cowboys. They win the turnover battle. 3-0.
Okay. I'm gonna give you an unbiased opinion. I'm not gonna throw my hater hat on. Dak is balling out. I give him that. He's balling out. I give him
you got no choice. You gotta say
he's balling out.
I know.
Now, I'm gonna tell you why I'm still not sold on the Cowboys. We've seen this before.
Oh, I'm aware.
Dak ball out.
I'm aware, buddy.
And the Cowboys go
I'm aware.
12-4 and 14-3. We've seen all that stuff. We've seen them win the conference title. We've seen all that stuff. But I need to see Dak win a game late coming from behind. I want to see what happens when he's down 14 points. He got to go the length of the field. Because when he had a chance to do it against Frisco, he threw 3 interceptions. Stephen A. Smith called 2. I called 3. He threw 3. He had a chance against Philly. Now, they did get shitted on in Philly with the bad calls. However, he had 2 opportunities to still win. He ran out of bounds 1 because he didn't pay attention. All he had to do was just walk in.
Yeah, I thought he could have excelled and got into the end zone on that play. Yeah. I do agree with you there.
Short pass to CeeDee Lamb, and I understand he wants CeeDee Lamb to make a play, but you can't just depend on that. If you look at it and what people don't see, I'm the type of person when I look at plays, I analyze the play. That play he threw to CeeDee Lamb is similar to the play he threw in San Francisco that got picked off. The same play he threw in Arizona that got picked off. And that's why I knew that play was, because I said they're going to do that same thing, crossing pattern. One's going to come up, CeeDee Lamb, one's going to come across like throw a pick, and another one's going to come across that way. That's just what they did. They just threw it to Lamb this time. He come back, he tried, and shout out to CeeDee Lamb, because CeeDee Lamb is balling. That kid is balling out.
Oh, I got him on my fantasy squad. I'm well aware.
Props to CeeDee Lamb. I mean, he's now a number 1 receiver on that team. He's balling out.
And I got to make a shout out to B. Cooks. Brandon Cooks has been on so many different teams. Brett's team. He played on the Rams. He played on the Texans. He is always prepared to perform. He was a Ram also. The dude's been everywhere, and no matter who the quarterback is, it took him a little longer.
Yeah.
It took him a little longer.
They had a lot of weapons down there in Dallas, so it wasn't like,
It took him a little longer to catch on, but his performances, just to prove how good Dak's playing as well, I have both of them on fantasy, dude. Their numbers are identical lately, him and CeeDee.
I agree with if it's MVP right now, it'd be between Tua and Dak. I would give Dak the edge because he finally beat a team with a winning record, and he balled out that last game. He balled the hell out. So I would give him the edge. So Cowboy fans, I could be unbiased. I still don't like him. I could be
What are you gonna do when Mr. Rogers' neighborhood comes in and I had to actually play Aaron Rodgers in the championship game?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen?
Well, we know what's going to happen with the Cowboys at the end of the season. But let me give you the score for this game. I'm going to go with Philly. Not because I don't like the Cowboys. Honestly, it's not because I don't like the Cowboys. I'm going to go with Philly because Dallas is due for a home loss. They're starting to read the press like, yeah.
No. I'm
not going to be unbiased, but I'm going to find a way.
I don't agree.
The team that I hate more than anyone.
31-28 Philly.
No.
Dak throws 2 interceptions.
Oh my God.
James Bradbury picks one of them off. You heard it right here.
This act to lose because he fucking gave him up. Listen.
Now, I want him to lose because I don't like the Cowboys.
Idris,
but they're going to lose. They're going to lose.
I'll be honest, Idris. I hate the Eagles more, and I'll tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the how close.
Yeah.
1933. I get it. Oh. Jerry is a billionaire. He's got the big bucks. There's a big influence, and the Cowboys have been the most successful team since their inception in terms of division titles. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, dude, I will always hate the Eagles more. And I feel bad for saying that because, truth be told, we had your cousin on the show. Your cousin was incredible. Like a great conversation. I'm like, why do you have to coach with them of all teams?
When he got hired, I asked the same question. I said,
because the truth is, like, your cousin's a stand-up dude, and I'll be honest, I talk a lot of shit. I have a great deal of respect for Jason Kelce. I have a great deal of respect for James Bradbury and Jalen Hurts. And I'll be honest, I don't really hate Dak other than the fact that he wears a star on his helmet.
That's it.
He's a good human being.
I like that, yeah.
And I love Micah too. How can you be an LT fan and not like Micah?
I like Romo. I'm other than Cowboy fan, I'm probably the biggest Romo fan. I like Romo. I like Dak as a person.
As a Giant fan in 07 and 11, I really like Romo. Yeah, but getting it back centered. What is your final here?
Let me say one thing.
Go ahead.
Like Stephen A. Smith said, it's not the Cowboys I hate, it's the fans. I want to see them miserable.
At least you're right.
I see them miserable. I hate the Eagles. I hate the Cowboy fans. I hate the Eagles squad.
I'll keep it a buck. I hate Eagle fans, but that's just me though. I could never hate any NFL team more than the Philadelphia Eagles. Doesn't matter what year it is. Cowboys, and the reason why we don't hate his team is because we're one of the few that actually had their number.
And his coach came from our tree.
I gotta
go ahead.
I hate both teams. Don't have any. It is what.
No, it's just my hatred for Philly runs so deep.
I have to go by statistics, and as of now, what the stats tell me is that Dallas is really good at home.
Yeah,
I got to go with the home.
Yeah,
I got to go with the home team at this moment. With Philly coming off that loss, that embarrassing loss.
Even with the eye surgery, Idris is still blinded.
And I don't
need one eye to see the bullshit.
I don't know what the question mark is with DeAndre Swift. I don't know what's happening with him yet. I know he has some kind of ankle injury, but nothing, as far as I know, nothing serious. But he's still questionable. But even without him in that lineup, like that's still a big missing piece for that offensive running game. And A.J. Brown can only do so much against Bland, who is having an absolutely freaking fantastic season. That's going to be the one-on-one matchup that we're looking here.
I'm not worried about that matchup.
And A.J. Brown, that's going to be the one-on-one matchup. That's going to be happening. So it really just, it's hit or miss right now, boys. But as far as I can tell, the home team is going to win, and they're going to win 31-23 at home.
Ain't it great that we record these shows?
31-23.
Yo, yeah, you be getting
because I'm going to make when the Eagles win, I'm going to make a clip of this.
I don't care if they win. This is just a prediction. I don't care if they win.
I got to give Brett props, though.
Even if they win, San Fran beat them in playoffs.
He hates Philly, too, because his team is responsible for the only Eagles Super Bowl. You want to talk about bad defense? They squandered a Tom Brady performance where he threw over 500 friggin' yards.
Yeah.
It might have been the best Super Bowl Tom Brady actually played. And that's saying something.
I think that was one of the best Super Bowls played.
It was phenomenal. It was a good game. It was a good game, but I'll be honest with you, the Patriots should have won that game.
They should have won.
It is what it is. Monday Night Football, the Green Bay Packers are heading in to MetLife Stadium to take on our New York Giants, you and I, Idris. 6-6 versus 4-8. Packers are coming off their best game of the season in an upset win over the Kansas City Chiefs. Giants choose to move forward with Tommy DeVito. Surprise, surprise. It causes more controversy in our sometimes very stupid fan base, depending on which fans you're talking to. He is riding a 2-game winning streak, but this is my thing. The reason why I'm okay with DeVito starting has nothing to do with whether or not he's better than Tyrod. He's not better than Tyrod. But the reason why you do this, Tyrod is going to come a little more pricey as a free agent. This is his final year of his Giants contract. Whereas DeVito was a guy who ascended from the practice squad out of the Qs. Right. And he's going to come cheaper than DeVito than Taylor if he performs. So I feel that he's not starting material, but he is a guy that you could have as a backup and as a quality one at that, because the kid does have confidence, and he has definitely given Giant fans something to look forward to.
He's playing in his backyard, man.
He is absurdly popular. He grew up so close to MetLife Stadium, grew up a Giants fan. It's a cool story. It really is. I don't think he's starting material, but I want him to prove me wrong. As the game goes, the Green Bay Packers defense has been playing lights out. Yeah. When you hold the Kansas City Chiefs, and yes, they're not the same Chiefs as yesteryear, but when you hold those dudes to 19 points, when you have arguably the greatest tight end not named Rob Gronkowski, and when you have one of the absolute best quarterbacks
in the game,
possibly the greatest of all time when it's all said and done, that will be revealed. I don't think he has to tie Tom Brady, but I think he at least has to win 4.
I think statistically he'll pass him.
Oh, yeah. Especially with these rules? Yeah. Oh, yeah. But as far as the point I'm making is the Packers, after half a season of trying to figure out which way Jordan Love was going, right now Jordan Love is at an all-time high of confidence, and they're playing a Giant team that struggles to score points. The only way the Giants win this game is they have to win the turnover battle. And the sick thing is, even if the Giants do win the turnover battle, their offense still might not be okay. I expect a good game out of Saquon Barkley. I expect a good effort out of the New York Giants. But having said that, I expect the Green Bay Packers to win this game 27-17 because they are a better team than my New York Giants, unfortunately. I have no problem saying it. And I hate that they keep putting us on primetime to punish people.
Me too.
Packers by 10. Papa's Packers by 10.
17-14 Giants. Saquon has a good day. They shut down Jordan Love. I think our corners and safeties, our defensive backs, I think they play well. I think our pass rush should get to him. Play the Giant Stadium. I know it's a reach, but as for Tommy Cutlets, I agree. Let him play the rest of the season.
Man,
he's not a starter, but I like to see what he can do because maybe he can earn a backup position next year.
Well, that's the whole reason why you
can carry 3 quarterbacks, so it's good to have him so he'll know the system.
And a side note, Idris, before I pass this over to Brett, before you finish your point,
that was it.
Daniel Jones is not guaranteed to be back for the start of the season, so that's another reason why you want to find out. Because let's say hypothetically that even if you draft a McCarthy or someone else, I don't think the New York Giants are going to be comfortable just throwing the rookie into the fire. If DeVito proves that he is that dude, at least on some level, to be NFL adequate, I think he might be back next year. I love Tyrod Taylor. I got much respect for Tyrod Taylor, but Tyrod Taylor is not the future.
No.
And I love the guy, and I'm happy that he had his bit of success with us. But at the end of the day, you can only carry so many, especially, and Tyrod would be deemed not the cheapest backup, so to speak.
Right.
That's the best way to put it.
Before you pass it to Brett, the quarterback I wanted drafted in 2019 is playing for Cincinnati right now, Jake Browning. How did he look the other night?
He looked wonderful against a very good Jacksonville defense.
That's who I wanted us to draft when we drafted Daniel Jones, Jake Browning out of Washington. We could have got him in the second round, third round. He went undrafted.
No, let me tell you something. I'll be honest with you. Mm-hmm. Jake Browning runs that Bengals offense. I'm not going to say at the same level as Joe Burrow, but it doesn't look like they're missing a whole bunch of beats. The first week that he played,
they didn't lose a step.
Well, the first week they did. The first,
because when he
played, he had a little time when you're sitting on the bench that long. I get that part.
The system they ran in Washington was similar. It was basically a pro set. 2 backs in the backfield, quarterback under center. That's what they ran.
I've been saying it. Yeah. And that one thing, Idris, that you've been nailing on these college shows is that your evaluation of quarterbacks, unless it's a person who happens to play for the Dallas Cowboys, is usually pretty on point. I got to say that. No, for real. Being serious. Fellas, I do want to get Brett's opinion, and then we got one more Monday night game. I want to try to save the last couple of minutes to talk about Juan Soto, if we could. Yeah. All right, Bretsky, what's your pick on this thing?
Listen, this game is a double-edged sword between Pops' team and your favorite team, the New York Football Giants.
Yeah, always a special game to me for sure.
I'm going to go on a limb here and say that this game is going to end in a tie.
Come on, dude.
And
okay, that's why.
100.
Yeah, you had enough of that for the night.
All right, on that note, I'm going to say that the Giants win 20-19.
There we go.
As much as I want to say this game is going to end in a tie. And I am going to cheers to the late Pops and the Giants on this matchup. May the best team win.
Thank you, bro. Nice touch.
Mine is McDonald's.
Woo!
Nice touch, Bretsky. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hair the dog.
Out to the props, man.
Hair the dog.
Monday Night Football. Second way over. We've got the Tennessee Titans traveling to Miami to take on the 9-3 Dolphins. Listen, I'm not even going to waste anybody's time on this. The Dolphins are going to score a lot of points early. And even if Derrick Henry's healthy enough to play, he's not going to be part of the game plan because by the time they get their motion going, they might be looking up at a 21-0 scoreboard when the first quarter ends, like in Madden, when they come up to you and are like, this is a difficult matchup. Do you still want to keep going? And he's going to be like, yeah.
The call, so I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. He's a running back. They're a little tougher than the other guys on the field, especially a running back like him. But, neurological is neurological, and the Tennessee Titans ain't going nowhere. Mike Vrabel might be going somewhere. I don't wish it on him. I like Mike, but I think Mike Vrabel might actually be a victim here and get canned because of all these other coaches that are available. We'll see. But I'm going to say Dolphins 44, Titans 13.
41-14 Miami.
What do you got, Brett?
33-16.
All right.
33-16.
All right. We're going to save these last, let's see. We got the last 6 minutes. We're going to speak on this trade.
This is on you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this one.
Yeah, this is all you.
This is exciting.
The giant whiskey.
Juan Soto is a New York Yankee, folks. You're going to be seeing this first thing in the morning, but this is very exciting.
Yes.
This is a team that struck out on Bryce Harper a few years ago, and I'm actually going to read the deal to you here. It's coming up on my feed. It's been coming up on my feed. I want to make sure it was the same names that so many reporters have spoken on here. We're also getting Trent Grisham.
Yeah.
Kyle Higashioka, peace out. He's a San Diego Padre. Okay, Padres. Hold on, bro. We're talking about. I don't have no time for Verdugo right now. Padres receive Michael King, Johnny Brito, Drew Thorpe, Randy Vasquez, and catcher Kyle Higashioka. We didn't give up a lot outside of King. I got to give something up. But we're getting Soto and Grisham, 2 outfielders. Brett just mentioned Verdugo. That's our 4th outfielder. Giancarlo Stanton's never going to grab a glove again.
Great.
And you still have Jason Dominguez, who might be back roughly around game 100, maybe game 90. The point to be made is, while this is deemed a rental, because I am confident that playing a full year with Aaron Judge and going to a team that has a historic winning culture as opposed to being around so many selfish players in San Diego, I think this is the best thing that Juan Soto needed for his career. Not to mention, this is like a dream in the show. You could move Big G down. You could put Riz at 3. You still could put Judge in the 2 hole. There's so many possibilities where guys that were struggling in past years. Listen, Rizzo's coming off a rough year after the concussion and the back ailments. But this is the kind of situation where you have so much protection for different players that you could see a DJ LeMahieu resurgence. Glaber might have a boss-ass year. You know, I'm so happy right now because the New York Yankees did something this past year that they never consistently do, and that's not score runs. Usually it's the pitching that's the issue. The bullpen has been money. Yeah. The starters have been mid-tier because, you know, Garrett Cole just won the Cy Young, but, you know, Rodon's been frustrating. Sevy's a Met now. Mm-hmm. Nasty Nestor had some injuries. But I am so pleased with Brian Cashman having the testicular fortitude to fucking do something and act like this is a fucking team that George Steinbrenner owned for so many years and finally stop being so fucking cheap and stop being so fucking complacent just because we won 27 times. There's a lot of Yankee fans that don't know shit about that success because you guys have been breeding mediocrity for too long. It's time to go back there. We play the fucking Red Sox 12 times. I want 12 fucking wins.
Exactly. You know what? The boss would sign who he had to sign to get us a winner.
And I'm tired of fucking losing to Tampa. They have no fucking payroll. Enough.
No payroll. They pay people $5 an hour. Look how good they are.
Sorry for cursing. It's just how.
Nah, you're right because I'm a Yankee fan too. They pay them $5 an hour, and these guys just demolish us every year.
That's what we do. I don't want to hear about this luxury tax bullshit. Your brand is fucking billionaire worthy. I don't want to hear about this fucking luxury tax bullshit that we don't have enough fucking money to spend. You're the New York fucking Yankees. You're going to let that chode and fucking Queens, Steve Cohn fucking just try to play like he's the boss? No, bitch, we the boss. It's about time the New York Yankees spent some fucking money, and I'm happy about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. Just more question you have to ask me. Nah, you good. Tell him, man.
Rant over. Richie, good. This is good information. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Amen. I agree. I'm with you everything you said because
he said it all. Like I really don't.
And I want Yamamoto too.
I don't need when Cashman made that. Oh my bad. Oh, when Cashman made that statement a month ago, and people said, "I don't like what he said," I was like, "He said that for a reason."
Let's not forget.
Look what he came up with.
Let's not forget, gentlemen. Brian Cashman is not just doing this for the Yankees and their fans. He's also doing this for his job.
For his job.
I know the happiest guy in town right now is probably Aaron Boone.
Yeah.
Sean Casey's probably pissed. He's like, "You guys fired me now," and you go to
right.
You know. I mean, the Yankees. Somebody's got to fall on the sword. And believe me, if this shit don't work out somehow, Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman will fall on the sword. But the positive thing is, in the grand scheme of things, the Yankees really didn't give up a lot to get him. Quickly, guys, 30 seconds coming up. Give me a quick record for the Yankees. How many games are winning?
We're going to get 95.
98.
101. For the boys, I am your host, Richie. Please like and subscribe to the channel, the Richie Hicks Jr. Sport Podcast. Idris Salam, Brett Bandick, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. You guys did a hell of a job, and I appreciate both of you so very much. We will be back soon as possibly tomorrow, to talk a little bit more about Juan Soto with less cussing.